Start.
Hi, I'm in Rockport, Massachusetts, and today we're going to talk about sketching. My name is Vlad, Yeliseyev, and we're going to start paint and sketch this view right now. And I'm going to tell you that the path to the great painting lies through the excellent sketch, and I'm going to show you to do what I'm going to do in terms of going right there. First, I'm going to use my camera right here and take a picture of what I'm going to paint. Using this smartphone, I'm going to crop the view to the exact area which I want to concentrate on, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. Okay. So I'm gonna take a picture right now. I'm gonna zoom in slightly into the view. I hope the sun will come out soon. Okay. And then using my phone, I'm going to adjust the view. That's very important. I'm zeroing in composition right now, right here. And I'm thinking about that building on the stilts over there. And the task is not to get too many buildings around it. And then, hold on, and then I'm going to save the view. I click the button save, and that's about what I want to paint. I'm not going to paint that many boxes on the left. That's my focal area. Okay, I have water. I'm going to bring the level of the water closer to the building. As you can see, there is a tide out right now and it's all dry. I like the rocks actually when it meets the stilts. I like the lamp post or electrical post, I'm sorry, right there with wires and everything. I think it's very rural, so to speak, and very appropriate for this area, with a lot of boats around, fishing boats, working people right here. As you can see, fishing. It's a natural area with the beautiful views. And let's start.
Start.
For the sketch, I'm using the automatic pencil, 0.7 millimeter. Very important, the lead I'm using right here is 2B, so it would be on the softer side, and 2B lead is the softest lead I could actually obtain from this. And also I'm using the eraser. This is a piece of plastic I'm using, which is working very effectively. Now I'm using for the sketches also a regular printing paper, laser jet paper, attached to the clipboard. Using the phone, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm going to find about physical center. It's right here in this center, and that coincides with that stone, big stone I'm going to paint over there. So I'm just gonna use this stone as a starting point. Very important not to start with a frame for the future sketch, but just start drawing everything, expanding it on all four sides. And then when I'm done with my line pencil, I'm going to frame the image. After that, I'm going to shade it. Let's start. So I keep myself in a sort of way, mental state, that I have to do it very small. Otherwise, it's going to be the whole page. My task is to create a sketch which is sort of the size of the postcard, and that would be enough. So I have these structures. I just loosely implement them right here without much. Without much caring about the exactness of the volumes right here. Most important is just I'm blocking this retaining wall right here. I'm blocking the way they positioned, and I repeat, I'm trying to make it not very big. There are more buildings over there. Now my focus area, I decided already, is going to be in an area of this building where the stilts are. I like the contrast between a pretty light wall above them and a dark area in between the wooden stilts. So I'm going to implement this like this. There are crossbars, okay, but as you can see, very loose. There are stones over there, okay. This electrical post will serve as a very important vertical right here, and I'm going to frame it. Now I'm standing on the raised area right here, right next to the red barn on my left, and we have some wooden posts right here. There is a box in front of me which I should probably ignore because it's kind of blocking the view. So there are stilts over there, and there are these fishing boxes over there. Okay, now I have a lot of rock formations over there. They were just not formations, I'm sorry, they were just, it's just sort of rocky edge of the water. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring, as I said, water closer to, so the retain closer to the building, and then there is a retaining wall, okay, and then it goes lower and to the side, and it's kind of the water base sandwich between where I'm standing right now and this retaining wall on the right, which is a very rustic appearance of that it has. Okay, now have a look at my pencil line drawing. I'm going now to frame it, and I'm actually trying to keep it the way so I'm not showing much. I think I'm gonna squeeze it to the left a little bit. There is nothing's going on over there, so we can lower the post. There are going to be electrical wires everywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to, my concern now is composition, which I actually try hard not to show too much sky and to put it not in the middle. So if you can see this line right here, or this dark line is ending up in the middle, so I'm putting more water right here, and maybe I'm going to put it a little bit to the right, so that my focal area, not in the center but in the upper part, and tending to the rule of 1/3, so to speak, a little bit more. Okay, now I keep in mind that my watercolor block is about this size, so I might just have to adjust everything to that, and I keep an eye on overall proportions of that. That should be my watercolor block. I can lower this electrical post and wires, put it there. I think now the sketch line pencil is done. The next stage is to shade it so that I could concentrate on my focal area. As I said, it's right here, so I'm gonna start shading it in the darkest dark area. As opposed to watercolor, we start shading it in a focal area with a dark area first, and then gradually go into the lighter area. So this is my dark area with the stilts, and I hope I got it right. The stone I started in the center, it's very dark right here. There's staccato of stones everywhere. Okay, and then I have my building right here, which is light building right there. Now I have pretty dark roof right here. I'm gonna shade it. Now I'm not really concerned about the beautiful representation of it. This sketch is going to serve me well if I will resolve all my tonal values right here in a sketch area like this. So I will pretend that the sun is on the left. It's actually on the left, we just don't see it right now, and it has, so we will have sort of shadows under the roof. And as you can see, I'm shading, I'm right here. It's easier for me to shade in this from right to left way, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Now the background buildings, there are too many of them. I'm going to lighten them up and loosen them slightly so they wouldn't be interfering with the foreground buildings right here, which I'm working right now. Okay, and this is still dark, and then there are some boxes here stuck together. I actually like them. It's a kind of, they spell the idea that this is a fisherman working area, and they have a lot of boxes. I'll just make bigger ones on the foreground, smaller ones over there. There are some wires, lots of stuff going on here. So, and this is my wood stuff here, and there is a shadow on my foreground from the barn on my left. And so I'm going to, and there is water here, okay? So we have reflections from the water and the sunset, etc. Now this is going to be painted. It's a building on the background. Look how light I'm making them, okay? And my task, as I see it, to shade everything, so except the brightest bright areas. Many students of mine or beginners, they just don't realize that you need to address every element in the picture. We're slowly going there, right there into that kind of presentation. I'm looking at my photographs, and there is a shadow from the tree. When the sun will come out, I hope it will come out. We're going to show it. Okay, so there is another building there. That's my retaining wall, and I'm keeping an eye on this phone because it was taken actually when it was a brief moment of the sun over there. So this is my electrical post right here, and what's going on there, it's kind of another building right here. Lots of windows. It's okay, we're gonna just tuck them in. Another building is somewhere there. I'll just give it an impression of many buildings over there. There is another post over there, very nice, on the left. And now I'm going to address the water. So the water is going to be, everything here is going to water. So look at this. This building is going to reflect somehow. So I'm going to just draw, sort of pretend that there is, you see this window over there reflecting into there. From this line over there down is going to be water. So I'm going to keep, look at this, this is light building, this is dark area between the stilts. Okay, then I'm going to make a busy area of stones right here, okay, and then I'm going to do darker area of the water in this area. So there is a rhythm right now. The sky is going to be pretty light. You see, I'm shading it along with the roof, so the roof would get even darker. I'm shading this along with the background buildings, leaving these two buildings alone because they are, let's call them foreground structures right here. Okay, now what if we look at, now I'm gonna darken this, it's kind of disappear, restore windows there. I'm going to make it slightly darker, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, that I actually got it. I think I see now. I'm gonna darken this roof. I see here. I'm gonna create a shadow right here. Okay, very important to make a dark line right here between stilts, because this building is sticking in front of the stilts, so there's going to be upper part which is darker. Okay, and now I'm stepping back now all the time. There is going to be reflection from this building too. Okay, this is going to be darker. Okay, this is going to be darker also. You see, I'm making water darker, keeping these two buildings untouched as a reflection. Okay. The lower part of this retaining wall, as you can see, is very dark. I won't see that much. Imagine the water come higher, but there is still some area which is and the top part of this retaining wall is going to be like this. There are some buildings, etc., etc. I'm going to paint it loose, so I'm shading it loose. Another advantage of doing the sketch here in that way, because is that the looseness of presentation. I kind of will try to copy that looseness, and I'm going to darken this now because it's got to be even darker. This is the highest contrast I'm trying to achieve here, and I think I got it. The human eye, when they look at this sketch, is, and I'm going to darken this too slightly, this area, so the whole contrast is going into this area. So this path I'm standing in is kind of leading us into the picture. It's a very rough granite stones here, beautiful, and that's going to lead us right here into this white building with a dark roof. There's a lot of elements on the roof, but basically the sketch is done in a way that is gonna help me to create watercolor with the focal areas right here and the tonal balance is right here. Of course, there is much more detail, as you can see. There is much more detail, as you can see behind me. I'm not going to pick up every single detail I see behind me on this view. I will just pick up at the end of the painting process. I will decide how much detail I need to bring to the painting, and to which extent, and in which areas. Actually, I think closer to the focal areas there will be more detail, like wires and some wood sticking out and chimneys, and to the periphery of the painting I'm going to loosen it up. Hope this demonstration was hopeful, and I'm going to see you next Friday.